Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Breaking Bells. What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Bells. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the most amazing Aussie in all the land, Mr. Drew Agnew. What is up, my dude? Oh my god, dude, I didn't even change the overlay. Holy crap, I forgot to change the overlay. Anyway, this is a Frankenstein game. Just ignore that.
I'm not Frankenstein.
No. But when it goes to YouTube, it'll get fixed. Oh my god, dude, I'm so sorry. I apologize. We'll fix that. We'll fix that in post. So... True, how you doing, man?
I'm going well, thanks, Bobby. Thank you very much for having me on. And man, it's been a long lead up to Animal Crossing, but we're finally on the precipice of it.
Yes,
of it all coming out.
For those that don't know Drew, he does a podcast called The House of Mario, and I have to say, man, I had not listened for a very long time, right? And then you had me back on, and I really love what you're doing right now. Like, you are doing some fantastic stuff. Like, man, I didn't really know Bryce that well. I didn't really listen to Bryce, during his run and whatever. And then, and then you brought me back on. I was like, I gotta listen to that episode because, of course, I'm on it. I like to hear myself talk. You know what I mean? Like, I'm weird like that. But then you brought on Seamus, and I was like, I gotta listen to this episode. And dude, that was the most amazing episode ever. Like, in all of podcasting, it's probably my most favorite episode I've ever listened to anywhere.
Oh my god,
I'm serious, dude. It was so good because you know what it was? You two had such a deep-rooted history with each other that, like, you're literally taking shots at each other the whole time. And I'm like, this, I don't know any of the jokes, I don't know any of the backstory, but I'm like, I could get when you guys are digging at each other, and I loved every second of it. And then Bryce returns, and I'm like, these shows are amazing too. It's like, so I'm hooked, man. I'm hooked. I'm loving it.
Thank you very much, man. Yeah. No, like the episode with Seamus, I loved having him on as well. And I listened through the episode, and I genuinely enjoyed listening to that episode myself, which is really weird. Mm-hmm. Like, I dare say you've had episodes like that too, when you're you listen back to it, like, I actually enjoyed listening to us, and like that probably sitting there like, that one guy Bobby had very good opinions that line up with myself, and like, like stuff like that. Yeah,
it's true. But no, I like, literally, it's moved right into my rotation. Like, I've literally just started, like, boom, every single time. Like, it comes on, I gotta listen. So, and it's funny because for a while, I'm gonna boost your ego a little bit even further. For a while there, like, in my rotation was NVC, was like Shack, Nintendo Dads. You've literally moved right up to the top. Like, I don't listen to NVC at all anymore, right? I gotta listen to the House of Mario. And then, like, if I have a choice between you or Nintendo Dads or you and Shaq, like, I go, all right, I would listen to Drew first, and then we'll go Nintendo Shaq, and then we go down the list. But dude, you guys, you're clicking on all cylinders. I love the intro. I love how you do this little skit every time. It is fantastic. This week was amazing. Like, I literally was sitting at my desk laughing out loud today, listening to you guys kind of take a little dig at coronavirus and, like, you not being able to hang out with Filbert and all this stuff. It was amazing. It was amazing.
We have a lot of fun with those skits, like something just to make us stand out a little bit, and also just because we have, like, a really dumb sense of humor, so it really fits in with all of that.
It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
No, thank you very much, dude.
You're welcome.
Like, same with you guys as well. Like, you guys are right up there. Like, I'm the same. I used to listen to MVC every week, and that was the first podcast I actually started listening to for the most part. Then, like, you guys, Nintendo Shack, and all of, like, these I guess I was gonna say local, but they're not local for me. But they feel local just for the fact that it's just we're all like
indies, we're not like independents. We're not big. We're not massive.
That's right.
We're just like little within our circles. We're rock stars. Yeah. Outside of that, nobody knows who the hell we are. So it's Okay. So here's the thing. I like to start each episode off with a few questions. right? And normally I have a whole list of notes. This show has totally fallen off the rails. Number one, I forgot to change the overlay, so that's whatever. Number two, I forgot all the questions I had for you at work, so that's number two. So this is going to be a bad episode. I'm just telling people right now. Like, this is, if you come here expecting a great episode, the only thing you're going to have is you're just going to get to stare into Drew's eyes all night, and that's about all you have to say. Look at that. Look at that. On cue. The guy's amazing. Okay, so let's start it off with, what was the first Animal Crossing game that you ever played?
All right, so I think I have a little bit different answer to a lot of people. My first Animal Crossing was Animal Crossing Wild World on DS, because I'm a fair bit younger than I think a lot of the people you guys have on. So back in 2005, I would have been grade 5 at school. So what would that have been? That would have been about 10 or so with Animal Crossing Wild World. And I had no idea what this game was. I went into the store, sort of had a look at it, and the box art just caught me straight away, just with all the colourful characters. And I was like, I don't know what that game is. And I sort of picked it up, looked at the back of the box. I'm like, I read it's a a lifestyle game. It's about making friends with villagers and that. And compared to Mario and Pokemon and Digimon and stuff like that I played when I was a kid, I'm like, it's completely different. But I sort of took a jab at it, and I fell in love with it pretty much straight away. It was just one of the most chilled games I ever played, and it still is. And I would just play it for a few hours each day, a lot of the times at night time when Tom Nook was actually closed. So I would quickly try and do as much fishing and all that as possible before Tom Nook shut his doors and all that. So yeah, that was my first game. And apart from that, I didn't touch I'd never actually played City Folk. A friend of mine had City Folk, and I was like, it was too similar sort of to Wild World to sort of bother with it. Mm-hmm. And I just really enjoyed it being on a handheld. Being on a handheld was just so much better for being able to just pick it up whenever you want and do what you need to do. Whereas booting up the Wii, waiting for it to load, come in, then all of your attention is focused all on the game rather than just doing it in the background or something. Yeah. Yeah.
What is your favorite Animal Crossing game?
Probably purely through nostalgia. I'd probably say Wild World, but obviously I know New Leaf is the standard until the end of the week. Yeah.
I think a lot of people ultimately, the people that don't pick New Leaf, I think, is more based upon nostalgia. And I think that's the only thing that's pulling them to those games. When you look at basics and you break it down, nothing's better than New Leaf, in my opinion. I just feel like they nail everything with that game. And I don't think at that time, even now, before we knew what we knew, I didn't think they could ever do better than what they did with New Leaf. I thought New Leaf is it's the mecca. Man, it's going to take 2 or 3 games before they even come close to toppling this thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I think they did a hell of a job right now. I think they got a good shot at toppling things.
I think. Oh, sorry.
No. What is your most What is your favorite memory of Animal Crossing?
Probably just staying up late at night and fishing. Be my main one. That is my favorite thing to do in Animal Crossing, is just go fishing, whether it's the collection aspect or just getting rare fish to sell for a lot of money. I'm not a big fisherman in real life, but I love just chilling there. There's a fish, throw out the line. It's a bit too far, so you inch yourself back a little bit, throw it out again.
Yeah.
And when you see the big shadow, you're like, oh, this is something good. So you throw it out, and it's just that's probably one of my favorite memories. And like you said before with Filbert, I really become a big fan of Filbert in Wild World just because he was in my village, and he's just got so much personality, and I put so much effort purely into Filbert. And I sort of let everyone else go by the wayside. We're just best buddies and go around to each other's places, and I'll give him a good fish every now and again. I think that would probably be my favorite memory.
I don't typically put much weight into reviews. I've always been under the mindset of like I want to follow like-minded people, and if like-minded people that I like, if it's gaming that I enjoy, like if it's people that talk about games that in the past I've typically liked, and they're like, oh, these are my favorites, then I go like, okay, we kind of like the same things. Normally their recommendations are spot on. That's typically how I figure out, like, am I going to like a game or not? Like, does this person jive with me game-wise? But occasionally I think the Nintendo fan in me gets caught up in the numbers and wants to see what games can do. So New Leaf, as we're sitting here talking about, right, and we're saying how I didn't think anything could outdo New Leaf. New Leaf scored an 88 on Metacritic back in the day. Right now, New Horizons is sitting at 91 on the Metacritic. Like, are you shocked by the high score, or what's your thoughts on that?
I'm not shocked by the high score necessarily. I'm shocked by, I guess, some of the 10s and all that. Mm-hmm. And not because I think it's going to be anything less than an amazing game. I just think it's the type of game that doesn't usually get that type of score. Mm-hmm. A lot of the time, say like Game of the Year and all this type of thing, it's always like an open world, beautiful, awesome story like Horizon, Zelda, etc., etc. So it is a good thing we're seeing these really great reviews though, and with these reviews, sort of reviewers have had the game for about 2 weeks, so they've had like a little bit of time to sort of play the game. But in the Animal Crossing world, 2 weeks is literally nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Of the whole year. So.
And the funny thing is like, I don't know a lot because I'm trying to avoid spoilers to the best of my abilities. But like, Game Explains, but just flooding everything, like kind of just spoiling everything for everybody, more or less. Like, oh, this is here, and this is here, and this is here, and this is here. And plus now apparently we have leakers that are dropping everything. But again, they haven't put much time into the game. Like, 2 weeks is nothing. So for people to tell me that like, this is definitely here, and this is definitely here, and this definitely isn't there, it's like, yeah, I don't know that I believe you. Like, I don't know that I believe what people are saying at this point, because 2 weeks is not enough time. Like, dude, let's look at it in the grand scheme of things, right? It takes everybody months to unlock Gracie, right? Typically in a game. So how do we know if she's in or not? Like, after 2 weeks, you don't. You know, like Club LOL, that took like weeks to unlock. You know, like there's a lot of stuff. Like, you didn't get like Leaf didn't show up for weeks. You definitely didn't unlock the Roost for weeks. You know, like there's so much stuff that I believe that we don't know that people are claiming to know. And not only that, like I think with the free updates, I think Nintendo could slide some more stuff in there on us. So, like, what's your thoughts on things we do or don't know, and these leaks apparently and all that stuff?
Yeah, I haven't checked out Game Explain sort of stuff, because I'm the same way as you. I don't want to see stuff spoiled. I watched the Direct and I thought, well, I know that there's all this customizability and all that you can do to, and I'm happy with that until I play the game. Yeah. So I haven't looked into it too much, but from the review point of things, I listened to Kind of Funny's review yesterday, and Greg said he put about 40 hours into it, and Joey said she put about 80, and Greg was saying that there's a lot of things in her game that isn't in his game, and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. And even Joey said, like, there's still lots of stuff to discover, obviously. So, yeah, I guess those scores, you can take them with a grain of salt, because it's like very, very early on, especially for a game that's going to evolve over at least a year. Yeah. Even probably, I assume they'll keep updating it with different versions of like Easter, Christmas, and that the following year and all that. Yeah. But I think it's still a good roundabout score. But yeah. Do you feel like there's many spoilers in that you want to avoid, or is it pretty much just like?
I just don't want to know what characters are there for sure. You know what I mean? Like I want to believe that we haven't seen everything, and like if they're bringing updates every few months, right? Like, if that's what they're doing for us, and they're going like, hey man, every couple of months we're gonna have updates, we're gonna do that thing, and we're gonna bang it out, right? If that's more or less what they're saying, like, who's to say that, like, once we hit November and we get Franklin and we get that update, or I would assume they were going to do the updates a month before, right? So let's just say in October they update for Thanksgiving, right? And when they do that, I mean, is it wrong for us to believe that, like, they might slip stuff in additionally that we don't have at the start? Like, we don't know. You know, it could be stuff that Nintendo purposely held just because they wanted stuff to last longer and give people reasons to come back. Like, weirder things have happened. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to say. But I don't know. I think that there's still a lot left for us to discover with this game. I mean, come on, man. With all Animal Crossing games, like, they are like, I literally put 600 hours into New Leaf. And, like, that was finally when I was like, okay, I feel like I've accomplished almost everything I could do. Like, there was still stuff left to do, don't get me wrong, but I was just at that point, I was like, okay, man, my museum is complete, minus the paintings and stuff, because I don't really do that stuff. But, like, the fossils were there, all the fish were there, all the bugs were there. I had the gold net, I had the gold fishing rod, gold shovel, gold watering can. Like, once I hit all that stuff, I was like, okay, I feel like I've done everything. Like, now I could stop. So, even Joey being at 80 hours after 2 weeks, like, I feel like everybody puts a lot of time in the gate, like, out the gates. But then it's that longevity of going. You know what I mean? Like, typical Animal Crossing games, I keep playing for at least a year, easily. Like, what's your time frame that you typically put in the games?
Unfortunately, I didn't put as much as especially looking back on it, I didn't put as much as I would have liked into New Leaf, mainly because when that game came out, I was like, you know, I loved the DS version. They finally brought out a brand new version, what looked really promising, especially with Street Pass and how much fun that was at the time.
Oh yeah.
And especially it came out at a time when we went to a video game convention. And it was just going off, so I had that many sort of the houses in my Street Pass to go and visit, and I got all my friends into it and all of that, and they sort of fell off of it pretty quickly, and sort of through that I fell off of it quicker than I would have liked as well. Yeah. So I put like 50 hours into it or so. Like, I played it for like a good, you know, couple of months or so. Yeah. But then I sort of fell off of it. Like, I would have like gone back here and there type of thing. But yeah. But like with Wild World, it was like just me. Even like there was another friend at school a couple of years later, I found out also plays it. But it was just like my own little thing I went into to relax and that. But just with New Leaf, I fell off of it just because I was playing with other people and then they fell off of it. Yeah. So with this, I assume it's going to, with New Horizons, I assume it's going to be a little bit different just because of the Switch and how updates are going to work and all of that's going to keep people in. But this time I'm going to make sure that I don't move on to something else and just forget about Animal Crossing, because like I really do love the series and it is something I just want to exist in, at least for like this year. Yeah. Mainly.
The crazy thing for me is I'm right there with you. Like, not in terms of like I didn't fall off, don't get me wrong. Like, I played the hell out of New Leaf, but like going into New Horizons, I didn't have like my community was my community, right? Like, but like they weren't really into Animal Crossing. You know what I mean? Like, my community was more like, hey, that's Bobby the Nintendo Guru. Like, he's an idiot. He says stupid stuff all the time, and he's pro Nintendo, and he's a fanboy, and whatever. And it's whatever. I don't care. Think what you want. But like, I started doing Animal Crossing videos, and all of a sudden, this new community just came out of nowhere. And I really believe that the fantastic people that have started joining the Discord and coming and watching the videos and commenting on the videos and doing and coming to the Twitch streams and all that, like, this community that's been just generated off of this game is so amazing and so full of energy and life that I'm just like, man, there is no way that I am stopping playing Animal Crossing. Like, this is going to be a game that, like, even when I get tired, I know they're going to pick me up and be like, hey man, let's play Animal Crossing. Like, that's the thing. Like, there are times I think you hit them lulls where it's just like, man, do I feel like turning it on today? But then, like, I know that these guys are going to be like, hey, man, turnip prices are 600 bells. I'm going to be like, see ya. I'm coming to town, baby. Like, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's the stuff that has me excited this time around. Like, do you feel that energy coming from your community, or is your community kind of like, you know, not really into it that much?
Well, just in our Discord, actually, like a lot of people are saying, like our Discord community is like, you know, rather small, but like I guess our main listeners and that, like, oh, I'm not really into Animal Crossing. They don't seem to be as into it. Mm-hmm. It's mainly just like a small handful of us, and like the majority are just like, yeah, I think I'll give it a pass type of thing. So I don't know if that sort of will change, going like seeing reviews and seeing Twitch streams and all of that type of thing. But it's definitely something I want to, you know, I guess get more popular sort of in my circle, because like it's always been a single player game to me. But the idea of like going on to Discord and saying like, oh, turnip prices are, you know, better at Bobby's Island, because that's something I haven't really done before. I haven't actually like gone on and say, oh, it's better there. It's always turn it on, check my own. It's bad. Oh, it's good, but they're too expensive to buy now. So it's just like,
Drew, listen. We're gonna make you a believer. We're gonna make you, when you get weak in the knees because your friends are bailing on you, you just pick up the old telly and you call me, and I'll be like, okay, let's go, bro. We're gonna play. We're gonna do this. Like, I think that's the thing. Like, I think that this, like, okay, so when I first played Fortnite, right? I played Fortnite by myself, and I was like, this game sucks. Like, what am I doing? What the hell? Yeah. Build? What's building? What's this? Where do I go? What's this box? You know what I mean? Like, I had no idea what I was doing. Played for like 3 days, and I was like, I ain't playing this game again. This is stupid, right? Then it comes to Switch, and like the Discord blew up, and everybody was like, yo, I'm playing this. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot, right? And I remember being at E3 when that game came out, and I had my Ojo, which is the projector for the Switch. And I was there with Drew, Drew. I wish I was there with Drew.
I was there.
I was there with Jules Watcham. And we're literally in the mornings playing. I was playing Fortnite on the wall, right? We had it panned out to be a massive screen, and I'm playing on the wall. And then, like, quickly we realized, like, with people in the room or talking, it was like, this takes on a whole new beast. This is a whole new animal. I think that's what's going to be the tell with Animal Crossing, is like, I feel like this time around, the accessibility, like, we've never, like, don't get me wrong, people Twitch stream New Leaf, but the percentage is so small.
You need like a special DS and Ultra DS and everything.
This is a different ballgame, and I think that accessibility will raise the level of like people's excitement for this game, and I think it'll push it longer and deeper into the year than most Animal Crossings ever have.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people will be like tuning into just random Twitch streams just to see if they've got like an orange or something. It's like, oh, good, they do. And they're like, hey, can I come to your island in orange type of thing? Yeah. And like, because when New Leaf was out, I wasn't watching Twitch or Discord wasn't around, I don't think. I wasn't on Discords and all that, doing all that. It was just like my local friends. So the chances of sticking with the game are a lot better now, just because, you know, I'll be in your Discord, I'll be on Twitch, I'll be doing all that type of thing. So it will be, I think it's going to be quite promising.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's going to be pretty spectacular. I'm not even kidding. You mentioned earlier, and I did have one of these questions for you, and you mentioned it earlier. So you enjoyed Wild World better than City Folk, and also because you enjoyed playing on the go. So this has to have you excited then.
Yep.
Because you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah. So this is. And the thing is with Animal Crossing, it is a beautiful game. It is a game you want to play on your TV sometimes. Mm-hmm. So pretty much like all of Nintendo's games, the Switch is the perfect console for it.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Pokemon. I've wanted Pokemon on the big screen for a long time, but also putting it just on the console, it's like, oh, I don't want to just do all this, pretty monotonous egg hatching and grinding purely on the TV instead of just having it in my hand while I'm doing something else. So It's the best of both worlds, and we already know what the Switch is. I don't have to sort of go on any more about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm ecstatic for it, and I've got my Switch Lite and my normal Switch, so it's definitely my save is going to stay on my normal Switch because of that reason.
Mm-hmm.
If I had boxed to my Lite, I'd be pretty sad about it.
Yeah. I mean, if they would have given us the ability to move the save data between consoles pretty easily, then I would use multiple consoles. I'm going to use multiple consoles, but that's because in my mind I'm thinking I'm going to want to play on one and stream on another one. Like, I want to have 2 towns. I might even have 3. Who knows? I don't. I got 7. I got 7 Switches, man. I got such. I have such opportunity. It's crazy. What you didn't buy the special edition Switch?
I really wanted to, but I've just bought like a few things for like the podcast setup and doing up room. We've got an engagement party coming up. We got things going on, so I couldn't, but freaking hell, I wanted to. I really did want to. It is a gorgeous looking system.
You wanted
it really
to keep
is.
the engagement party planned, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's going to it's obviously becoming a bit smaller with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Is your fiance, is she a gamer? Like, is she going to play this game or no?
So no, she's not a gamer whatsoever. But I have brought it up and she's been like, I don't know if she listened to me or not, but she said, yeah, okay, I'll give it a go. Because like obviously you can play 2-player or is it up to 4 on just locally?
Up to 4 locally, yes.
Yeah, so
and you could do 8. You could do 8 if you have 2 Switches.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll set her up. I'll put a nice house in the corner of the island. So yeah, all right, you can. We'll see what happens because she says she doesn't like games, then all of a sudden she's on a computer playing like some really like basic Flash brick breaking game or something. Mm-hmm. It's like, I thought you don't play games. Like, oh, but this is fun. It's like, I think like just like the mind's closed to it, and something like Animal Crossing, which is probably pretty different to like something she might think of like Tetris or something nerdy like Pokemon or. Yeah, I think she might get a kick out of it, but yeah, we'll see. I'm not too hopeful.
I said this in an earlier episode. I don't know which episode it was, but I had a buddy of mine who, him and his fiance at the time later became his wife, but they started playing the original GameCube version together, and he would, in that version, when you went up to the attic, there was like a bed and a which you would roll into bed to like save, but there was also a diary in the bedroom. And he started writing love notes to his fiance every day because they had different shifts and they really didn't see that much of each other. So he would literally like go on and leave her like notes and stuff. And then one day she realized that he was doing this, and then she started doing it back to him. And like, one day he convinced me to play, and so I was like, finally he gave me his cart to do a save so I could go to his town and I could check out his stuff, and I went up into the attic and I saw the notes and I was like, dude, this is so sweet. Like I messaged him later. I'm like, what? Who are you, dude? Like, this is not you.
I thought you better say you went up into the attic and like you read their diary, like, ugh, like there's like real graphic stuff in there. Like, oh my god, I didn't need to know that. Oh, Jesus.
I hope not, man. That would be horrible, man. That was like, but it was really nice, man. It was really cool.
Yeah, and that's cool. That's like one of like the really positive things about this type of game, where it's like just a shared experience. Whether it's just like you have fun, like doing a fishing contest together, and one of you gets a high score and the other one's like, oh gosh dang it, or like something as simple as that. It's just it's really cool, and I would love to do that. It's just convincing her to play.
If she gets in, you have to start doing love notes, and then she'll stay, and then it's it.
I'll try it, but then just there's that diary there. I'll write things in, and just make sure you read it every day.
And then you'll be stuck doing it for the rest of your life. You'll be like 40, it'll be like 20 years later. It's like, Drew, you don't write me love notes where you used to write me all these things.
So, Drew, if you played Animal Crossing today, write me a goddamn note right now. So I don't want to play it today. I want to play Zelda today.
She's yelling at you, punching you in the head. What? Okay, so you said you like to fish, but like, what is your thing? Like, is that the only thing you like to do? Like, what type of player are you? What type of, like, what's your daily rituals or routines?
Has been a while since I have like really hardcore played it. But mainly it would just be like going around, making sure there's no weeds. I hate weeds in my village. I'll be going around, getting rid of them, and like especially on like if I'm not regularly playing it, the weeds just pop up. And I'm glad they've got a use now that you can use them for craft. Thank God they're not poof the fresh air. You can actually feel productive while you're doing it. Then I'll probably go around, shake all my trees, hit all my rocks, do that type of thing. Then I'll probably I think that would be as far as my chores would go. Then I'll probably look at fishing or talking to neighbors or just keeping people happy. Even like, especially when like everything's closed, I'll probably just go fishing. Or if I see a bug, I'll whip out my net and just catch things and stock it up ready for the shops to open the next day just to sell stuff.
Yeah.
I never really got so much into my house I never really, like, I chucked out I laid out my rooms and everything, but I never like really like decked it out like a lot of people do when it looks like really cool. So I never really got into that. But I think with like all the tools you've got in the new one, where you can like really like decorate the walls with like live wallpapers and move the clock exactly where you need it to be, and sort of the features that got from Happy Home Designer, where you can like just lay everything really easy.
Yeah.
Because it was a bit monotonous, just like, you know, putting it out, spinning it around, like moving it and all that. So I'm looking forward to like, you know, getting more into like all the little nitty gritty features, I guess, in the new one.
Yeah.
Just because of like how much I play the Switch compared to maybe how much in the late life of the 3DS I played that.
That's what I feel like. I feel like with this one, it's going to be, you know, because of the designing and all that stuff. Like, typically, I go through phases. It's weird. I really do. Like, at the forefront is always bugs and fish. Like, those are the main two things that it's like day in, day out, I have to do those things. But once I get to the point where I've like caught the fish for the day or the month or whatever it might be, then it's a free-for-all, and I'll jump into doing different things.
Yeah.
Especially in the wintertime, that's when I tend to do a lot more, because there's not that many bugs, there's not that many fish, and it's like you get in, you catch your bug or fish for the day, and then you move on. And what I mean by that, for those that are a little confused, I'm a museum completionist. I have to complete the museum. Like, if I don't, I go bonkers. So I'll literally go through the list of bugs or fish available that day or that month and know, like, okay, this is available from this time to this time. It's in the river. Gotta go catch it. And then I'll literally spend that time frame trying to catch whatever fish that is. And once I've done that, then then in my mind, I go, all right, well, I'm going to go do other stuff. Some days I'll just keep fishing and get money. But some days I'm just like, you know what, I just want to do this and have a good time. So I'm kind of excited about that. What about you at the museum? Like, what's your thoughts on the museum?
I mean, I'm a big, sort of completionist, like got to tick off check boxes. So I'm the same way. I go in there and just like say, oh, this like bit's missing, and it just annoys me. So I never like sort of looked online to see when exactly each fish was available and all that type of thing. But I always like had my eye out, like I'm missing this one.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I caught it, like, yes, make sure you don't sell it, type of thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah. One thing I'm really happy for, I don't know if you've had anyone from the Southern Hemisphere on, but I'm really happy we can choose what hemisphere we're from.
Yes.
Now I can finally line up my seasons. Which they actually are for me in real life. Because it was fun, but it's always like a little bit annoying. Like, yeah, it's like stinking hot outside. You turn on your DS or your 3DS, and it's like it's snowing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was just it's just really weird. So, and it's cool now because like if you're after something from like my time of the year, I guess you can come to my village or my island and get what you need. Yeah.
Yeah, because they never did that before. That was never a thing before. It's the first time, and I think it's pretty ingenious. You know what I mean? Like, and this is how dumb I am, right? So I never dawned on me when I was playing City Folk or New Leaf, and I was going to people's towns, and they would be like from Australia or Japan or something like that. It never even dawned on me that wasn't the season for them. I just thought, like, hey, this is the season, it is what it is. Until one day somebody said something to me, like, this is so weird playing this, and it's just, and I'm like, what are you talking about? It's summertime out. What are you talking about? And they're like, no, it's winter here. And I'm like, oh wow, yeah, it is. Like, that's crazy. And when they announced that, I thought, oh, this is ingenious. Like, but the thing for me was, I don't like playing Animal Crossing in the wintertime. Like, I will, because it's Animal Crossing, but like, I love spring and summer, and even fall. Yeah. I just don't like winter, because I feel like there's really not a whole lot to do, other than holidays. But like, I'm not really into the holidays. It's like, whatever, I'll do them because I'll do them, but it's whatever for me. Like, are you the same? Like, so wait a minute, wait. So when it's actually summer for you is when Christmas is?
Yeah, it's summer during Christmas. Yeah,
that is so weird. That's so weird. You people are weird.
I mean, I'm sort of dealt with it. I can't really change it too much.
No, you got no choice. But whatever, you know.
I mean, it would be cool to sort of have it so it is winter, or just like dark and cold, because like all the lights and that don't show up as well as it would like for you guys with the snow and everything. And so there is that, but I guess we can go to the beach and have barbecues and just have fun. I guess, I don't know. There's pros and cons to both.
That's kind of cool, like a Christmas barbecue.
Yeah, because it's always stinking hot, and we go for a swim, and basically what you guys would do on, I guess, your summer holidays, or whatever your equivalent is.
Yeah, so look, we have 4th of July, so we have like a big barbecue. So why would you just have a big barbecue at Christmas? Like, you could literally light the tree on fire and a bomb and just hang out around the tree.
Yes, we do. Just like light the tree on fire. Like, yep. Just like one of those bum barrels. Like, this is good here.
That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, when they announced it at E3, I was just like, oh my god, thank God, yes. Just like such a small little thing, like they wouldn't have really thought much about, because like they're thinking about themselves in Japan, they're thinking about America and Europe. So okay, but yeah, just us in Australia, we're just left out.
But the game's made in Japan. You would think that that's Northern Hemisphere, isn't it? Oh yeah. Okay, so who cares about you guys?
Yeah, well, that's right. They did it for a long time.
They're like, whatever.
Maybe they here and said, I tell you what, maybe we will actually give them the option if they want it. Don't know.
It's interesting.
It's got that thought about it. So.
Finally, so whatever. Who cares? Whatever, you know, it's just a bunch of Aussies who care.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, you know what? The thing is, you know, like in New Leaf, we get chased by bugs, tarantulas, and scorpions. In Australia, that's like a real thing for you guys.
That's right, yeah.
You guys got these monster bugs that like literally try to wipe you out.
Yeah, it's not too bad down here, but yeah, up north of Australia. I took a video of me about 4 years ago. I was staying at this Airbnb, and there was this massive spider. It was about as big as my hand.
No.
And it was in this massive web, and I just bought this GoPro. So, and I've got it on like a big handle. So I put it like behind the spider. So the spider's in frame and I'm behind it. And it must have leaked out at me. But it was still in its web. So it just went back. But it's just me. All it is a video of this spider like launching towards me. And I just do the biggest girl scream, like, ah! And it's the funniest thing. I couldn't help it. Because it was this massive spider. It was like all different colors in it. It probably would have killed me. I don't know. Would have eaten me alive, but
I used to say that to Seamus. Like, I was like, like the greatest thing about doing this podcast with you right now, Seamus, there could literally be a big bug come up behind you, just bite your head off, and it'd be the greatest thing ever. And he's like, it's not that bad. Stop it. He's getting all mad at me. I'm like, Seamus.
No, because it is a little bit colder down where I am in Australia, so it's not as bad as up in Queensland or whatever. So. I mean, there's still lots of poisonous snakes and all of that, but
So there's some really nasty kangaroo in Animal Crossing. Is that how kangaroo really are? Like, are they just mean?
Oh well, they vary. Some are sweet, some are dumb, some are angry. You know, they're all sorts. They're just like humans, I guess.
Some are dumb. That was the best.
A lot of dumb.
Are they
like,
really?
You can't. Yeah, because like especially during summertime or springtime, whatever. A lot of sides of the roads are usually mowed and all that. So, all the green picks there. So they're usually attracted to the road to graze. So a car comes along and their instinct is just to bounce in front of it. That's their instinct. They don't go, oh, and turn around. They'll actually go, oh shit, and they'll like bounce across the road.
And they get wiped out.
And a lot of the time, if you don't slow down for them, you'll hit them. Or if you do slow down for them, they'll just go bang into your door and dent your door.
That's the thing.
So, yeah. So just for the Americans out there, we don't ride kangaroos and all that to work and school and that.
That's a lie.
But they do damage our cars a lot. And there's a sort of a panelist in town who puts bull bars and does your panels for your car. And I think they make more than enough money to just do the business on a loan just because of kangaroos hitting cars.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah.
When you say when you say hitting cars, they're not like hitting the cars. They're like running into it.
Yeah, they just run into it like bang. Yeah, they're not going to punch it. Like, I dare say you've seen the picture of this really big buff kangaroo.
Mm-hmm.
They're not all like that, but they are pretty lean and pretty strong. Like the males, if they hit you with your tail, it's going to hurt. But it's not like I run into a kangaroo every day because they're wild animals. They run away. But yeah, they are nice. They're nice animals, though. I do like them.
Have you ever Have you ever fought a kangaroo before?
Of course I haven't.
Why not, man?
Have you ever fought a native animal to where you live?
I fought a cat.
What's a native animal?
A cat before, and a dog.
A dog. That's not a native animal.
I don't know.
Just some dog, come on, mate. Come on, show me your fists. Get your paws up. Come on.
Well,
Yep.
Listen, kangaroos are known for boxing and stuff and fighting.
In cartoons, yeah.
No, not cartoons. Really, man. I don't know where this show just went. This show was weird, man. What is okay, let's get it back on track. So
yeah, okay.
Okay, so the day you get to play Animal Crossing, you fire up the game, you do the tutorial. After the tutorial, what's the first thing you start doing?
I haven't really thought about it much. I've heard you bring it up on other episodes. I think my thing is just to start sussing out the island, thinking about where I'm going to put things. Once I get a few tools, probably move some trees and I don't really know. I think I'm just going to take it how it comes. I don't really have a big plan necessarily. I'm just going to play the game and sort of enjoy it. I know a lot of a few of you, your hardcore guests you've had on are I'm doing this. I've got a road plan, exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take it really casually and see where it goes, type of thing.
What's the first thing you want to craft on your own?
Probably just all of the tools, so I can do exactly what I want. So I'm not sort of stuck. Whether I see a fossil, I'm I can't dig it up because I don't have a shovel. Or there's a tree I hate the look of, and I don't have a axe or a shovel or anything like that. So mainly the tools. I don't really know what furniture that I want yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mainly just want all the cool items, say I have to put Mario items in there or that type of thing. I just want all of those ones. But yeah, I think mainly just all the tools straight away.
Now, what's your feelings on the amiibo in the game? Do you have Animal Crossing amiibo, or do you have no desire? What's your thoughts on the whole process and stuff?
I think it's cool they're using them. I don't have any. I've only got Isabelle and what's the other one? Actually, don't know its name. It came with Amiibo Festival.
You don't know
dog.
You don't know Digby?
Digsby, yeah.
Oh, I could slap you. That's her brother, man. That's her brother.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't get right into New Leaf. I'm sorry, everyone listening. I know you're just gonna like want to neuter me and chuck me to the pigs.
Well, you know what? When you sit here, you scream about Filbert all the time. I think that you would know other people. Filbert's a joke, okay? I needed to bring you on to tell you that.
Oh. You're kidding?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
Oh.
Look at you get all upset, man. Filbert's a squirrel, correct?
He is,
He's blue.
Yeah.
Okay. I know Filbert. I've had Filbert before.
There was a long time where I didn't know whether it was a boy or a girl, because in Wild World, his t-shirt kind of looked like a dress. So I was sort of like, I don't know, but when like everything went HD, it's like, okay, it's a t-shirt, and yeah, here we are. But when I was a kid, I'm like, I don't know exactly, what gender you are. Doesn't bother me. You're still my best mate. You know?
I got a crush on you, and I'm about to fall in love with you, and who's your favorite NPC?
Probably Tom Nook. I know Tom Nook gets a really bad rap. Everyone's like, he's giving you a loan. He just wants money off you. He's got the store. He's got a pretty good monopoly on the whole village. But when you get older and you put a deposit in for a house, whether you're renting or buy a house, you realize that there's interest rates and all of these fees on top of getting lent money.
Yeah.
Tom Nook just says, hey, here's some land, and I just want this amount of money for it.
Yeah.
And you pay him back. He's got no interest whatsoever. He's got pretty good prices at his shop, especially compared to some of the other shops in the village. I think he's quite fair. And I think he gets a bad rap. Everyone's saying, he's just a greedy raccoon, but I don't know how much money he's making off you. He's definitely not making like any interest off you. So let's say Tom Nook, and his kids are adorable too.
I always thought they were his nephews, but are they really his kids? Is that true?
Oh, I don't know.
Chat, is that true? Is it his kids or his nephews? I thought it was his nephews. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. I could have sworn. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're his nephews.
All right, sorry for that. I'm putting fake news out there.
Don't confuse me. Maybe in Australia, nephews mean sons. I don't know. Like, maybe that's a thing.
It doesn't. I was just wrong. I could say it does. Oh, sorry for the confusion. I'm Australian. I don't know.
You could be like, no. Yeah, it's whatever. That's what's funny too, because they always say like, who are Tom Nook's kids? Mother. And it's like, just like what? Like, what are you people talking about, man? That's not his kids. But these new gamers today, they don't read the lore and the history.
Yeah, you got to know the lore. Obviously, I've got to brush up on my lore a little bit, but we all make mistakes.
Listen, you're fine. Listen, Drew, you do fantastic stuff, man. You're allowed to slip up occasionally. I feel like here's the thing. I feel like we've come across as our friendship has gotten to that point where we can kind of break stones and stuff, and everything's okay. When we go off the air, we'll be okay. You're not going to be mad at me. I hope.
No, I'll get over it in due time. I dare say.
You're not gonna like send a kangaroo after me or anything, are you?
I mean, that's a great idea. I've got a kangaroo. I've got an army of them.
Well, the problem is, as I told you before you started the show, you got that stupid Kirby behind you, and it's really rubbing me the wrong way. So it's kind of set the tone for tonight. You know what I mean? Sean Capri does this thing where he always shows me his shirt. What shirt are you wearing right now?
I've actually got a House of Mario one on.
That's all. I like it, man. Where did you get? Who did that for you?
Are
they available online? Can you buy them online?
It's through T Public, actually. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to give me the link to that. I have to. I gotta get one of them. I like it, Drew. I like it. That's how much I like you that I'm willing to buy one of your shirts.
Holy shit! That must be a fair. Do you mean like? Do you want a freshly printed one, or you want this exact one?
I would like that one. Like, not that, not your one, not the one you're wearing. No, but like that's. This got real weird again. Okay, we went back to the weird place again.
I did that a lot.
Yeah, and apparently so. I don't know what it is about you. Maybe because it's the upside down world. You're getting to my head. So
that's right.
the Animal Crossing Direct hit, a couple weeks ago, whatever. What was your takeaway? What was like your biggest? What are some? I don't want to say your biggest because I think we all have the same biggest, but like, what were some of your exciting moments?
I just love. I know everyone pretty much has the same thoughts on this, but just like when they got into the bit where you're like digging into the sides of the wall, putting down paths, and I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want it to be. Just being able to really customize your island and being able to make exactly how you want. Because like forever you've been putting down like patterns and tiles, and even with them, people have been able to transform their villages into something like really unique looking.
Yeah.
But now it's like in a few months, you're going to be going to random people's islands and all that, and it's just going to be so different to anything you've probably seen in Animal Crossing before.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to look probably something similar to maybe even in City Folk when you go to the city, and it's just like really different with all the paths and that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll be able to do that and more.
Yeah.
Just your own island. Like you can make that section just like a city hub in one corner, then you can make like a probably a rainforest or something in another section. You can like really diversify and make it how you want. Yeah, that was the main takeaway I had from it, and I think it's going to be really good for Nintendo because it's not just going to be it's another Animal Crossing game, because that's what Animal Crossing had been for like a few years, especially with the DS and Wii versions. It's just like, here's a version, here's another version with like a little bit of the difference. But now it might even move into something more of like what Minecraft or whatever it is for other companies, where it's like it's always moving, there's always stuff being added to it, people can like be creative with it and really make what they want it to be.
So like we're at the point now where we're going to be able to do this crazy stuff. Like we've watched, okay, let me back it up. You and I are both Nintendo podcasters, right? And we come up and we talk about Nintendo week after week after week. And it's hard sometimes to stay fresh and to keep things going and flowing the way you want to go. Have you ever, in your time of podcasting, or any time at all following Nintendo, have you ever seen them basically put a game up and just clear the way for it? Like, in your mind, do you remember any time that they've done that?
No. Especially this time of the year when it's going to be a big year for next generation consoles and all of that. At the moment, at least anyway.
Yeah.
So no, I haven't really. It is strange because a lot of people have been like, when's the Direct coming? It's like, it'll be in February. Don't worry about it. It didn't come in February, and now it's like when March started, we're talking a lot about like it's getting too close to Animal Crossing, and they're putting a lot of marketing power into Animal Crossing, and they want this to be big. New Leaf is a huge seller for 3DS, and it's looking even stronger on Switch.
Yeah.
And just the audience of people that want to play that type of game are just really prominent on Switch.
Yeah.
So putting a Direct out didn't make much sense for at least before Animal Crossing come out.
Yeah.
There is a rumored Direct to be the month after Animal Crossing, but we'll see how that goes. That also doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They'll still want to be pushing Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
It depends what they come up with, but it is cool that they're putting so much energy into this, and it's not just like a Zelda, a Mario, Pokemon.
I think that's what has me excited as an Animal Crossing fan is I don't ever remember Nintendo doing this. Just for not only this particular franchise, but like even when we got Breath of the Wild, they still had other games they were talking about. Even when we had Odyssey, they still had a bunch of games they were talking about. Like, ARMS came out, they didn't clear the way for that. Like they buried ARMS. Like, they really put ARMS out in the worst particular time. Like, they just put it out to die. Splatoon 2 hit, and it was like, basically, they would put games out in year 1, year 2, year 3, and kind of just be like, here it is, boom, sink or swim. We're moving on to the next game. And this one just feels like it was like, hey, we're going to put a special edition console out. We're going to drop a boatload of commercials. Like, they are dropping commercials like crazy right now. And then they did the specialty Direct. And it just feels like they are, like, putting all their momentum behind this game and just pushing it. I would hope that Nintendo does like sales do well for this. But in your mind, after a month, where do you see this thing sitting sales-wise?
But you're thinking about this a little bit. I see after a month, probably 3 to 4 million after a month, and that is absolutely like destroying it. But I think this has a good chance. It's got like a lot of backing online, whether that's the vocal minority or not. Yeah. I'm not sure. Definitely in my Twitter circle, it's just like Animal Crossing. Oh, I can't wait, and I need this at the moment, and everything about that. And this year's also there hasn't been that many big releases, and certainly not on Switch. And obviously the next big game that's coming out the same day, Doom Eternal. It's a very different game, so it's not going to interfere with anything Animal Crossing's doing. It's not even on Switch at the moment, so I think it's going to do really well. Do you see it doing similar numbers, or do you see it doing better? Or
I think it's going to go between 5 and 10
in the first month.
I think that you're going to get a lot of people, because here's the thing, in the circles that I'm running, I'm seeing a lot of people that don't even have a Switch that are getting a Switch for this game.
Yeah. And
I see also like people like myself that are buying multiple copies of it. You know, like I bought the digital version because that's how I want to play it. But I also bought the physical version because I'm like, the collector in me has to have this game. Like, I'm an Animal Crossing fan. I got to have this game. And I think you're going to see a lot more people. And I might even wind up, I'm definitely going to do this. I'm going to import a Japanese version. Because
I heard you say.
Yeah, I want that version as well on my shelf, you know? So for me, it's like, I think that this game can do very, very well. I think it can push close to Pokemon. I don't think it'll outsell Pokemon. And what I mean by that is, long haul, I think it'll outsell Pokemon. But I'm talking about in the first month sales. Because I think the first month sales for Pokemon was like 17 million, something like that.
It was absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it was some crazy number. Whatever it was just nuts, whatever it was. I don't see it doing that, but I see it doing very high and just continuing to trend upwards. I think it's one of those games that you will see on the charts for months and months and months and months and months, possibly into years, similar to Minecraft, similar to GTA, where you're like, who the heck is buying this game? Like, why is this game still on the charts this long after? This is just, I feel like, one of those games. We'll see.
I agree, especially when especially if Pokemon come up with like another version and the Sword and Shield slow down. We'll see where Sword and Shield land. I know by the time Sword and Shield are finished, they're going to be absolutely huge selling games. Yeah. They'll be like 25 million, probably by the time they're finished.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if Animal Crossing will reach that, because that is a absolutely huge effort. But, that game will be kept alive for, 4 years, say. So there's a lot of time to get to there.
I think it also depends on the updates that Nintendo throws at it. Like if Nintendo is a slow burn, doing updates, adding stuff to this all the time, I think absolutely this can do some bonkers numbers. But
just like remind us about it every direct. Like, hey, this item and this set's available in Animal Crossing. Like, and like, also, like, with the Smash DLC, and just like keep us in the loop. Like, even like a little tiny slice of each direct. Oh, Animal Crossing is still going. And for people that like, I haven't picked that up yet, we're obviously still supporting it. There's still things happening, so I might go and get it.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. Okay, Drew, thank you for coming on, man. It's been a blast.
Oh.
I love you, man. You do some great stuff. I love having you around, like talking to you. Do me a favor. Let everybody know where they can find you at and all the stuff that you do.
All right. So I host the House of Mario, a Nintendo podcast, and you can find me on Twitter @IDruby, and that's pretty much where I keep up to date on all the podcasts and the things I do. Got some things planned for this year, but I'm still setting them up. As you can see, if you're watching the video version, I've got like my doors on my cupboards and that still need to go on and all that. I've been sort of doing up this room with like new camera and new sound stuff and all that. So I'm looking forward to sort of getting into it this year and doing some more stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And Bobby, I want to say, like, you said all the nice stuff about me at the start, and you didn't let me get my word in. But like, I absolutely love what you guys do. Like with all your co-hosts and everything, love your podcast. You're just like such a friendly voice to listen to each week, and it's really like sometimes like you're really friendly talking about your passions. When other times you're just like you get in an uproar. And you let your co-host know exactly what you mean, but it's always in a loving way. And absolutely, man, keep doing what you're doing, and we'll keep going through until Animal Crossing's out, and we'll have some fun. You can come to my cold island, and I can have a holiday on your nice.
That'd be nice. Drew, thank you, man. That really, truly, it does. It means the world to me to hear you say that, man. It's I don't take compliments too well sometimes. I just like to not get caught up in them and just be like, whatever, and move on. But no, I appreciate, what you're saying to me, and it means a lot to me. So, with that, if you guys follow me Instagram, Twitter, and on Twitch at Nintendo Gurus, that is all. Peace out, Preston. And one day I'll tell you guys what peace out, Preston means, but not right now. Not right now.